How's it going, guys? I'm Danny, and I'm here at the office, and it's very cold outside, so I don't want to go home yet. So I figured I would take a few minutes to explain how the PDGA rating system works. Now, the finer details of how it works are an industry secret, so we can't know exactly every piece of it, but we can get a general idea. Let's take a look. So, what is the PDGA rating system? The rating system is the closest thing we have in disc golf to the golf handicap system. Now, in golf, the handicap system is based on your average score at any given course. So generally par is 72, and you can say your average score is in the hundreds, or it's in the 90s if you're really good, or something like that. But in disc golf, our courses are so different that we can't really use relative to par as an example. So we've developed this rating system to do that. So a scratch golfer is somebody who shoots 72 even par at any given golf course. And a scratch disc golfer is 1,000 rated golfer, roughly. They're not exact parallels, but roughly, if you're as good at disc golf as a scratch golfer, you're gonna be 1,000 rated. But that's based off player rating. The round rating is something different entirely. Let's take a deeper look into this. So let's follow the path of a rated round from when it's played all the way to when it becomes a player's rating. We'll start with playing a sanctioned round. Step one is to sign up for a sanctioned tournament by finding one on the PDGA website. Then once you play your round, it will be given an SSA, and the PDGA will determine how many points a stroke is worth. Now this is where the industry secret part comes into it. The PDGA has a formula that they use to determine what an SSA is and how many points a stroke is, but that's not available for public knowledge. But what is an SSA? SSA stands for Scratch Scoring Average, and that's what a hypothetical 1,000 rated round would be for that round. They also determine how many points a stroke is worth, and because they know what a 1,000 rated round is and how many points a stroke is worth, they can determine what your round rating is. Now, a 1,000 rated round isn't always exactly a whole number. Sometimes it's off. That's why you'll see 999 rated rounds or like 1,002 rated rounds, because it's generally not exactly a whole number. So if you're not a PDGA member, it stops there. It's on the tournament page and you can brag to your friends. But if you are a PDGA member, the PDGA will keep track of that and use that to calculate your player rating. So that's the overview, but let's take a look at a little bit more of the details about how a player rating is calculated. To calculate an SSA, the PDGA needs 5 propagators. Propagators are players who have at least 8 rounds on their rating and they're rated over 699. So the idea there is that players who only have 1 or 2 rounds on their rating, and their rating could be vastly inflated or vastly lower than their actual skill level, they're not going to throw off the calculation for everyone else. So to calculate the SSA, the PDGA only uses those propagators. So calculating a player's rating isn't as simple as just averaging all of their round ratings. It's a little bit more complicated, and I actually have to read this because I don't have it memorized. Every round in the past 12 months is included in the rating, except if there are fewer than 8. If there aren't 8, the PDGA will go back until there are 8 or all of the rounds are included. If there are 8 rounds, the most recent 25% will be weighted double. And lastly, any round that's 100 points or 2.5 standard deviations away from your current rating will be dropped. So if you go out and you absolutely bomb a tournament, it's not going to affect your rating. Also, the value of a stroke varies based on what the SSA is and what the scoring spread is. A course with an SSA of 60 is going to have a much smaller value per stroke than a round with an SSA of 40. So if scores are more compressed, the value of a stroke will be bigger. So that's the reason that the highly rated touring pros might not want to come play an easier course, because everybody's going to shoot 14 down, and so a 17 down isn't going to be as high rated as it actually is that hard to shoot. So also, easier courses aren't going to reflect the pro's skill as well, so on a harder course their rating's going to be higher. And lastly, it's important to remember that your rating is a measurement of what you've done, not what you're capable of. So if you have a bad rating, don't worry about it, just go shoot better next time. Thanks for watching, guys, and always remember, slow is smooth, and smooth is far.